Today is the 19th Sunday of Ordinary Time, Cycle A. The context of the first reading was as follows. Elijah had just defeated the 450 prophets of Baal in a duel of sacrifices on Mount Carmel. When the people declared Yahweh to be the winner and their true God, Elijah ordered the people to kill the prophets of Baal. In spite of his great victory, the wicked queen Jezebel, the foreign wife of King Ahab, who had introduced the worship of Baal to Israel, vowed to kill Elijah. He fled to Mount Horeb, which is also known as Mount Sinai, where God agreed to meet him. He was sad, depressed, and discouraged with his mission as a prophet. As he waited for God to come, God did not come in the strong wind like the one which parted the Red Sea. He did not come in the earthquake like the one that destroyed the walls of Jericho. He did not come in the fire like that which destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah. He came like a soft, whispering sound. As soon as God acknowledged his presence, Elijah complained bitterly. The Israelites had forsaken the covenant, torn down all his altars, and killed all his prophets except Elijah. Elijah sounded like he wanted to quit as a prophet. As soon as God acknowledged his presence, Elijah complained bitterly. The Israelites had forsaken the covenant, torn down all his altars, and had killed all his prophets except Elijah himself. Elijah sounded like a man wanting to quit as a prophet. God ordered Elijah to return to Israel and not to be afraid. He told him that he, Elijah, must appoint another king, and he, Elijah, should name Elisha as his successor. Have you ever accomplished great things through your faith, and yet you have become depressed because of a setback? We are prophets right here and now. The essential meaning of prophet is not a predictor of the future, but a spokesperson on behalf of God. Each of us is called to be like Elijah, a prophet. We're called to deliver God's message, whether it is good news or bad news. We speak on behalf of God in many ways, guiding our children in faith, through our actions and example, including our presence in church today, to respecting others and treating them fairly, to generosity to the less fortunate, though not joining in bigoted conversation that disrespect people of different races, religions, or cultures, through accepting bad breaks, the infirmity, the injury, and the implications of the aging, and through accepting suffering and hardships. Do not worry what others think about you, or seek their affirmation, which can become addictive. When we live godly lives, shall face criticism. According to Mother Teresa of Calcutta, if you are kind, people will accuse you of being selfish or having ulterior motives. Be kind anyway. If you are successful, you will lose some false friends and true enemies. Succeed anyway. If you are honest and frank, people will try to cheat you. Be honest anyway. What you spend years building, somebody can destroy overnight. Build anyway. If you find serenity and happiness, they may be jealous of you. Be happy anyway. The good you do today will often be forgotten tomorrow. Do good anyway. Give the world the best you have, and it may never be enough. Give your best anyway. The early church, after the resurrection of Jesus, was often compared to a small boat in rough weather trying to get to the other side, heaven. Jesus came to the rescue of his disciples during the fourth and last watch of the night. That is 3 to 6 a.m. He may be late, but he comes to his communities that are in danger. He may permit us to do the things that appear that only he could have done, like walking on water, healing the sick. However, to do the impossible, we have to keep our eyes on Jesus and ignore the rational scientific culture that surrounds us. Once Peter failed to focus on Jesus, he began to sink. However, he was humble enough to ask the Lord to save him after he realized he was not ready for the test of his faith. On his way to Golgotha, Jesus fell 3 times, but each time he got up. He had a true sense of what it meant to complete one's mission and did not give up along the way. Do not give up. Let us persevere